Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned with Coach John Brett picking the guitar.
I'm here with the Nick Griffin. Sorry.
Yeah, we turned this thing on early.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
So hey, Coach, I figured since you're playing the guitar, you know, we did some other things. Let's do top 5 guitars, man. You suggested that the other day, and man, I had to do some homework. I had to dig.
Well, there's another one coming up we're going to do soon that I had to do some digging that you could just. So, yeah, this is great. I've been playing guitar since I was 7 years old. My dad showed me. He used to be in a bluegrass band. I played a little that, and I played a little heavy metal. I played a little country band, a little blues band, a little Christian band. So I've always loved guitars, and different guitars have such different sounds. I think a lot of people listen to music don't really understand the difference of the sounds and the difference of, you know, what a group would sound like if they had a different guitar. I mean, think about B.B. King if he didn't have his guitar, and think about Stevie Ray Vaughan if he had, you know, Slash's guitar. You'd get a totally different sound. So I think this is great. Different sounds, different guitars, different times too. So great stuff.
So I'll say for me is my real father and all my brothers can play music, and I gravitated to that. I was never raised around them, but I was never around it long enough to pick it up. I love the guitar. I would love to be the guy to stand on stage one day with the fan blowing in my face, playing like I don't know.
Well, you should have got a haircut then.
Man, I got to grow my hair longer, you know, and just thrashing on the guitar. I just love it. And it doesn't have to be totally ripping it. I mean, just some cuts in there, like off of Run to You by Bryan Adams, just the way he plays it. I like that. Yeah. Kid Rock, I know that sounds crazy, but Midnight Train to Memphis, after he gets all his cussing out of the way, it's just a great guitar, you know, riff in there. And I love it. And, you know, about 6th grade, prior to 6th grade, I liked that guy named Elvis. And after that, I discovered people who played real guitars, like Jimmy and everything else.
Exactly.
And so top 5 guitars.
Top 5 guitars.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, and you know, check me out today.
I was going to say something about that. Nick Rucker.
Yeah.
He's one of our fans, but we're really one of his fans.
One of his fans.
He's played some good music, some great podcasts. He's actually smoking something the day I saw him. He put on his story. In fact, he's smoking like a big brisket on his.
Man!
I want to make sure, Nick, that you put the end result of that, because I saw it just going on.
Yeah, we want to see it right before it enters the mouth.
Smell-o-vision.
Yes.
I mean, we've got all this technology. Why have we never had smell-o-vision on?
We got to figure that out.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Wouldn't that great?
Man, if we had smell-o-vision, food would be so like it ain't nobody's business.
Oh my gosh, then I'd be fat all the time.
Yes.
All right.
So top 5.
Top 5.
You want to go or you want to
go? Number 5. This is going to come back to not everything has to be electric. Most of the time you think about guitars, you think about electric. But for me, there was a time that everybody had Martin guitars back in the 70s, and then they were going to Taylor's. And then this thing hit kind of in the late 80s, early 90s for country music, where the Takamine acoustic guitar came around, where it became pretty big, where Garth Brooks was using it, Glenn Frey was using it. But the Takamine EN15C, there's this one that's the famous, what I call the Garth Brooks guitar. It has this crisp sound. So when I was in my country band at that time called Gone Country, with one of our old friends that we grew up with, Doug Nelson.
Oh my goodness.
That was the guitar that I went to get. And it had such a crisp, great sound of an acoustic guitar. Now I play Guild now, and my dad always played Martin, but to me, the Takamine was a pretty good sounding guitar.
Cool. So I didn't get as technical as you did, Coach. I can throw it out there.
Technical.
Yeah, so what I went with is who I visualized and I saw. And Chuck Berry, man. Dude, Chuck Berry with a Gibson guitar, and they got 2 different brands, the ES335 and the 350. But dude, Chuck Berry strutting around, you know, Chuck Berry was the guy who showed us how to strut on the stage. Yep. And if it wasn't for Chuck Berry, we may still be like the Beatles, you know. But Chuck Berry could play the guitar like it ain't nobody's business. Right. That little song, Johnny Be Good, man, him just going at the fretboard.
Well, who do you think, remember Back to the Future? We were growing up.
Yes.
You know, Marty McFly was doing the Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It was pretty good.
He was doing it via Jimi Hendrix version.
Exactly. So there you go. Great stuff.
So.
All right, number 4. Well, I'm going to be very close to you. The number 4 is the Gibson ES 345. So I'm like right in between.
Oh, man.
That's the old BB King Lucille. The
Wow.
Lucille, which has this great story where, you know, they say, how did you give, you know, the name Lucille to the guitar? Did you ever hear that story?
No.
So BB's playing somewhere down deep in the South, and as he's playing, there's this huge barroom brawl starts happening, and the place kind of catches on fire. They get everybody out, but he can't find his guitar. So he runs back into the fire and grabs the guitar and leaves. So they asked him about saving his guitar, and he said, yeah, why did you name it Lucille? He said, because I found out the two guys that started the fight were fighting over a girl by the name of Lucille. What a great story that is.
So that is insane. So Coach, what's even more crazier is that was my number 4, Lucille also.
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Lucille is it. I could just see him playing it, but that is a phenomenal story.
It's a great story.
So you get to kick off number 3 now.
Number 3 is, I'm going to come back. Fender has been just an amazing guitar placement or company, but the Fender Telecaster, not the Stratocaster, we'll get into later. But the Telecaster was done by Keith Richard, Jeff Beck, Albert Collins, which is me being in a blues band. He was one of my guys. But recently, Brad Paisley plays the Telecaster. It has that unique, crisp country sound.
Yes.
And so a lot of the country bands, like Alan Jackson's guy that plays the guitar, Brad Paisley, those runs that you hear in those country bands like Chattahoochee,
yes,
and some of those things are on that Telecaster. And it has a really clean, what I want to say, a treble sound, where the Stratocaster gets more in that bass sound. So it's a really, really unbelievable sound. It's a Fender Telecaster.
So I'm a huge fan of Brad Paisley. I saw him in concert. Phenomenal. And I'm not going to go deep in the concert, but Brad Paisley is a rock star stuck in a country boy's body.
Yeah, he's good.
That dude can play the guitar like it's nobody's business, and he just loves it. When you're at his concert, he's running around like he's a rock star. He's playing the guitar, and if he could just shut up and play the guitar the whole time, I think he would honestly be happy. And then I also heard about him, he would go into Nashville to guitar shops down there, and he would go in there and just wear a baseball cap and kind of hide his face down, and people would come in and he goes, hey, let me show you something on this thing. And then he would leave, and they go, you know, that was Brad Paisley. And they're like, what? You know?
Oh, my gosh. Kind of reminds me of Jeff Gordon jumping in that car that time when he was...
Oh,
yeah. What was that guy from the... he was test driving.
Yes.
That guy was about to kill him.
So Coach, my number 3, because, you know, I said I kind of work with people more in their guitars, is Agnes Young, AC/DC, the JD-SG. And from what I understand with this, he started this, and then Gibson started picking up after that off of his model that he did. And, you know, I talked about Chuck Berry doing the duck walk, and then you got Agnes Young doing the freaky leg kick thing that he does. Kind of similar in a lot of ways. They were just showing that they could play a guitar while entertaining you visually with you getting lost in the music, but getting entertained visually at the same time.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, you think about when our time growing up, going to concerts. If you didn't go to an ACD concert, it didn't matter, because every concert you went to, the pre-concert where they had the lights up and they were playing music, was always Back in Black and all these AC/DC songs, and you remember that sound.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness. All right, number 2 for me is the Les Paul.
Oh, my goodness.
The reason for that is because you have to think about, there's a sound, like every guitar has a sound. So you have the Slash, Ace Frehley of Kiss.
Yes.
Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
But think about this. Think about the sound of Randy Rhoads. The difference when Ozzy had Randy Rhoads and then he went to J.P. Lee. Totally different guitars. But that sound of, you know, like in Sweet Child of Mine with Slash, that sound, and Ace Frehley, and just that sound of, you cannot think it's any other guitar, but you knew exactly by, if you play guitar, it goes, that's a Les Paul.
Wow. I can't.
Plus you pick one up, it's like hearing an oak tree. The things are so freaking heavy.
Wow. So my number 2, Coach, is it's called the Frankenstrat by Eddie Van Halen. He built it, and they cut it up. He said he didn't have enough money to do everything, so he cut the neck, you know, and he put his own pickups in there and everything, and it's legendary. You know, I mean, I think even a later Frankenstrat was selling for enormous amounts of money.
Sure.
And but he went with that, and then he started doing this thing with PV where he started making guitars too, from what I understand. But the Frankenstrat, I mean,
that's a great. I mean, it's just legendary.
Yes.
We lost him this last year in 2020, and but I mean, when you think about that guitar, if you see the guitar, you immediately go, Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
What a great thing. All right, so my number 1, I mean, Anybody knows me, I've played guitar for years, loves guitar. My guitar heroes play this guitar. And you're talking about, you got Yngwie Malmsteen, you got John Mayer, you got the great Jimi Hendrix, and then my hero of all time, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all play the Fender Strat.
Yes.
There is a sound with that Strat, it's got the toggle switch on it. You're playing deep, you're down here playing rock and roll, you're down here immediately just hitting the switch, and you're playing a clean sound. You can do wah-wah pedals on it, and just the sound of that guitar. Think about think about the Star Spangled Banner,
Yeah.
Hendrix. Think about Stevie Ray playing behind his back.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about John Mayer, all these sounds that he has from pop, to now you got the John Mayer trio, and he just busts into that guitar. It's just a great sounding guitar. The Fender Stratocaster to me it's just what rock and roll, and when we were growing up, everybody played a little bit more the solos and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't hardly hear the solo at all anymore.
No.
But when I think about a solo, I think about the Fender Strat.
Yeah, I'll say that was my number one, was the Fender Strat.
Yeah.
And I refer to it as Jimi Hendrix. You know, he was a left-handed guitar player. He had a right-handed guitar. He strummed it upside down. You know, everybody knows the story on that. And the dude made it sound like things that at that time we had never heard those things before.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, he put, you know, he had some wah-wah pedals in there too. You know, but he actually made that guitar talk.
yeah, but if you just think about it, and I don't know if people will know as much about Stevie Ray as I do, but there's a couple songs that he had, like Lenny and Riviera Paradise, that are very slow, melodic, some clean sounding song,
Mm-hmm.
same guitar. He kicks it up to, you know, Rockin' the House, Crossfire, and then he can bang it to death when he's playing some of these slow blues, kicks it into another toggle switch, kicks on a pedal, and goes into like Texas Flood, and playing, you know, some Jimmy songs that he played. And the same guitar. Most time when people go off stage and change guitar, what Stevie Ray did was he changed strats. So he had like a 67 Strat, and he had a 69 Strat, and a 72 Strat, and they had a little bit different sound, but it was still a Strat.
So, Coach, I got some honorable mentions, and you were playing a guitar a while ago, and it's an Ibanez.
That's your guitar. I used to have an Ibanez myself. I love that guitar.
You know, I bought that thing because I thought it was the prettiest damn thing I saw.
Oh, it is.
And
look at the action on this thing. It's like so great. When you talk about a good guitar, the action, what people talk about having it low like this, some of those guys, they can just go to town on it. But this is a perfect rock and roll guitar. It just really is. It's a great Ibanez anyway.
So, Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, they're Ibanez guys, man.
Right. And when I went to see G3, had two of those three played the Ibanez guitar.
Yeah.
So.
And so I just kind of gravitated to it, and I just love the color scheme on it. You would see what was called a red sunburst.
Mm-hmm.
That is very popular. And I said, man, this just takes it to a whole different level. And
Yeah.
And people put stickers on the guitars like I can't think of his first name. The guy used to play Rage Against the Machine.
A lot of people put them on the back too.
Yes. What's the guy in Rage Against the Machine?
Tom Morello.
Tom. Yeah, Marilla. He has stuff written all over and everything. And
Stevie Ray had the SRB. John Mayer has John Mayer on it.
I said, but it'd be like having a Ferrari. I can't put that on the front. You know,
It's really good.
It's cool.
Have you got a wheel?
I will.
Yeah, like when you die.
I do.
They just have John Briggs now. I'm just saying.
I got to put the coach in the coaching.
There you go. All right, cool.
So that's all awesome. Well, this is from the coach. Go ahead, Coach. Oh man.
Just a little something, and this is from the vet. Hey, thank you guys so much.
We just want to have a little
Top
fun.
five guitars. We had a great time.
If you got some other guitars, we want to hear.
Yeah, post them below. We want to know.
Or who you've always envisioned as like a great guitar player in your guitar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to see it. So thanks again, guys.
Stay tuned.
Yep. Go ahead. I can live with that.